Hey everybody, welcome. My name is Kurt, aka the Vitruvian Gamer, and it's finally here, folks. It's finally here. I'm going to do a new top list, and this time is the top 100 favorite board games of mine, of all time, of the games I've played at this moment in time. So it's very important to realize I haven't played all them games, not by a long shot. There are even some very popular, very big games out there that I've never touched. So this is a personal list, of course. Also, this list is very current, so it means this is my list now. It might be very different in a month or two. These are the games that I prefer to play at this moment. And this time I'm doing 100. Last time I did 75. That was 2 years ago. So 2 years is a long time. A lot has changed in this list. So very interesting for me as well to find out. And there were some surprises even for me. To find out things that dropped very hard, things that ended up way higher than I initially would have suspected. But without further ado, let's go to my number 10. 100. Oh, number 10. That's a long way from now. So let's start with number 100. Also, important to know, before I start with number 100, I did something, so I cheated. It's more than 100 games, right? I added some games together. I already mentioned that in an episode of the Vitruvian Live. So escape room games, they're all in one entry. Pandemic games, Pandemic and Pandemic Legacy, at least. They're together. Clank in Space, I've put together. Let me think. Monolith Arena and Hiroshima Hex. They are one entry. And why did I do that? Well, because they are so similar to each other. And otherwise, also Legendary Encounters, I put them all together because they're all so similar, and otherwise, I would not have a very interesting list. Well, it would still be interesting. Maybe. I hope. So, number 100. So, this one just made it to the list. And I expect it to be higher next year. This one I haven't put higher because I need to play it more. But it has potential to become a more popular game. And I'm talking about the game, and it's a heavy box. Role Player. Now, Role Player, I think I got this through Kickstarter. When they did the expansion, I backed it for the base game and the expansion. In this game, you are making your role-playing characters. So normally, if you play a role-playing game, you create a character with their stats. There are 6 stats normally: strength, dexterity, intelligence, wisdom, constitution, and charisma. And in this game, you're making that character by rolling dice and by drafting them and placing them in the certain stats. And there are many different classes and races that you can have, and each want their stats to be between certain numbers, and that's where you can score points. In the meantime, you can get money and buy equipment with that, which makes you powerful. The expansion, they added going to fight beasts, animals, enemies, which added also a lot of fun. And at the end, you have the end boss that you want to fight. Very cool game. I really like dice drafting and stuff like that. So this one probably will be higher next time. But for now, it is my number 100. Number 99. Yes, number 99 is a game. I've got my pile here ready. Is a game that's probably going to drop out of the top 100 because I don't think I will play this a lot anymore, or not anymore even. And the proof is the box that I'm going to show you. I'm talking about Star Wars Destiny. So this is still a sealed box of boosters from the first set of this game. This is a collectible card and dice game. So you have to buy booster packs, which give you a card and dice. And with this game, but it's a cool game. So in this game, you're trying to defeat your opponent, and you do that by having your characters and they have dice, and you roll them dice. They can give you resources, they can give you attack power, ranged, melee, and stuff like that. They let you discard cards from your opponent's hand, and you're trying to defeat the other player's main characters. And this works in a very cool way, very interesting, cool theme, of course, the Star Wars theme. But in the end, it is a collectible game. And to be competitive in this game, you will have to spend a lot of money. And I have been a little bit unlucky with the boxes. I bought a few of these, of 2 different sets, and I've been a little bit unlucky. I don't have the good cards or the best cards, the expensive cards. And that's hard. And it's also very time consuming, of course. This is a lifestyle game. You need to spend a lot of time figuring out new decks, which I don't have time for with the channel and with work and life. So, but it is a great game. Probably will drop out of the top 100 next year, but it is still an awesome game. Very fun to play. If you're into these things, I really advise you to do so. Now, I'm also going to mention games that drop out of the list when their previous number arrives. So last time, the number 99 and now dropped out of the list is King of Tokyo. King of Tokyo, great game, but it is out of the top 100. Also, Role Player on Board Game Geek at the time of my research was number 239, and Star Wars Destiny was 318. So I still evaluate them higher than the average Board Game Geek user. Right, number 98. Number 98 dropped 2 spots. It was 96 last year, which is not a big deal, of course. And it's a game that I played a lot this year, but in 2018, but in the first 2-3 months, I tried to get into this game. I am talking about Lord of the Rings, the living card game. This is an absolutely very good game in which you are trying to defeat a scenario by, well, having a deck of cards that you play to defeat enemies, to travel to locations, to get through locations, and trying to survive. Each round your threat goes up. Some cards make your threat goes up. If your threat is higher, the bigger enemies will try to fight you, and the game will get harder and harder. But of course you are trying to build a very good set of heroes with a lot of great equipment and stuff like that. Very cool game. Also, like Star Wars Destiny, very time consuming. Now the pro is, of course, this is not collectible. You buy expansions that are all the same for everybody who buys them, but you need to make decks out of it, and that's a very time consuming effort. Every scenario kind of asks for its own type of deck to defeat. So you have a scenario which is your challenge, and you play the scenario, you lose probably, and then you're going to look through your collection and try to make a deck that works to defeat that scenario. I don't have time for that, but I really want to love this game. I wish I had more time to play this to figure this out. I tried in the beginning of 2018. This is the game I played the most last year, but in the end I couldn't keep up. I had to play other games. That's how it goes, of course, especially when you have a YouTube channel. Alright, so next, 97. So by the way, Lord of the Rings, a card game, is 109 on Board Game Geek, so also highly rated. Number 97 is new to the list, also a new game from last year. It is a, well, crunchy Euro. It's not the most heavy Euro, but there is stuff to think and a lot of things to do in this game. And in this game, Newton, with a great box cover in my opinion, you're maybe, I think, students of Newton, or you are these students that wants to be as awesome as Newton in science, and you are playing cards. You have a set of cards that give you actions. There are 5 or 6 actions that you can choose from, but you have to play the right card, and you place them in your tableau and you do the action. But if you played cards of the same action previously, so in your tableau before that is already that symbol there, you can do a more powerful action of that kind. And you can travel the world, go to universities, to cities, to get bonuses. you can you have this tech tree that you can expand, and you can buy new cards that are more powerful and stuff like that. The cool thing is, after each round, you have to remove a card from play. Well, not really from play, you have to shove it under your tableau, giving you one of those symbols, making that type of action stronger, but you cannot play that card anymore. Very cool, interesting game, a little bit of a point salad, very Stefan Feldish, and you'll find out in this list that Stefan Feldish means very interesting for me, at least. So, really liking this. I hope to get it to the table a lot, and then it will probably be much higher even next year, I guess. Board Game Geek still has to wait a little bit there, because it's number 1027 at this moment. I assume it will be higher in the next couple of months as well. Another game had to make place for Newton, not in the top 100 anymore. Pandemic the Cure, very fun dice version of Pandemic, but sadly enough, not in my top 100 anymore. Next is number 96. Number 96 was, let's see, it's not a new game, but wasn't on the top 100 last year. And funny thing is, I haven't played it in a very long time, but still, while doing my list, I realized I really like this game, because the theme is very, very interesting. This is Last Will, or Die der letzte Wille. This is a German version. It is completely language independent, except for the names on the cards. But in this game, you are getting an heritage from your rich uncle, or I don't know who, but only a part of it. And the player who can spend most of their money that they got will get the big heritage. The big load of money. So in this game, you're trying to spend all your money the fastest of all players, and you do this by getting cards, playing cards in your tableau, activating them. You can go eat in a restaurant, but take your horse with you because it eats a lot, and it's probably you have to pay because you want to take a horse inside of the restaurant. You can buy properties. Let those properties go to waste, and then sell them as for a low price as possible. And the cool thing is, you are getting these cards, but in the beginning of the round, you have to do some kind of bidding. It's not really bidding, but still a little bit, which I normally don't like. But this one gives really attention. I want that card, but if I want it first, I will have less actions than other players. Which is very interesting, a lot of tension. You can gamble and say, okay, I'm going to do more actions, but then let's hope that card is still there. And very fun, silly things, the way you are trying to spend all your money. I do have an expansion for it, which I haven't played yet. I should do that this year, maybe. We'll see. All right, Roswell is 360 on Board Game Geek, by the way. Number 95, and I'm trying to do this fast enough so the videos are not too long. Number 95 was number 27 last time, because it was very fresh at that moment. We played it a lot. I liked it a lot. I still like it a lot. This top 100, even if a game drops 60 spots, it's still very highly rated. That's very important to realize. 95 is a cooperative game that lasts 10 minutes or less. If you are very good and you win the game, because in this game you're trying to defuse a bomb. This game is called Fuse, and I did a playthrough on the channel a long time ago when this was still a brand new game. So very simple concept. In this game you are the timer starts, you have to defuse a bunch of cards which are parts of the bomb, I guess, and you do this by rolling a set of dice. I think it's the number of players plus one, or even maybe the number of players in the game, and then you are going to decide who gets which die, because every player has to take one die and place it or not. If you cannot place it, then you suffer negative consequences, and you don't want negative consequences when there's a bomb to explode. Very fun, hectic game, but still not too stressful, although if you use the app, and you can put it on a version where the app is going to stress you out. It's going to tell you, come on, you have to be faster, it's going to explode. Very fun game, Fuse, my number 95 on Board Game Geek, and I was surprised. It's another one. It's 556 on Board Game Geek, so I rated a little bit higher than the average Board Game Geek person. All right, number 94. I don't know what I have to say about 94. 94 is 119 on Board Game Geek. This is a game by a very popular publisher because this guy does the design, does the artwork, does the publishing all by himself, and he's very well renowned in the board game world. And it's Ryan Lockett's Red Ravens Near and Far. Now, I only played this game once, and I had his successor as well, which is Above and Below, which I sold a while ago, because I believe this one could replace it. Give me the same feeling, but better. In this game, you are in this city where you're trying to gather stuff and go out in the world to find artifacts or treasure or the lost city. But I don't know the story yet because I've only played the casual game, which is just to introduce Elisa and me to the gameplay. But this adds a complete story that you can go through. And the cool thing is, each time you play a scenario in the story, you have this book, and you flip the book, and it's in a different map. So each time it's just a book with maps. That is the board. Very cool. The artwork, of course, is very cool. This world that it is in is very cool. I put it on the list because I feel like I'm really going to like this, but time and other campaign games is stopping us from playing this for now. But this is a future thing that we're definitely going to do and going to try to finish as well. Near and Far, my number 94, which is the cause of Bruges not to be in the top 100 anymore. Why not? Probably because it's a little bit too random to my taste. I really want to love this game, but I just like it very much. Bruges, no more top 100 game for me. Next is number 93, and which is number 778 on Board Game Geek. Probably because it's more like an activity. It is actually a game that is well rated for kids, but honestly, I really like it as well, even as an adult. And I'm talking about Coconuts. Now, Coconuts is a game where you're trying to shoot these coconuts from your monkey, which has these arms where you put the coconut on, and you have to push it, and it flips the coconut behind him, and you want to land the coconuts into the cups, and you want to build a tower of cups. The first one to build a complete pyramid is the winner. There are some rules with the red cups as well. You can shoot your coconut in other players' cups on their pyramid, stealing them away from them. Silly game, but I really love this one. Really. It's so much silly fun. It's so great. It's just a great thing. So my number 93, not in my top 100 anymore, is a game that was one of my first ones when I started this hobby. Escape the Curse of the Temple. Also a game that lasts 10 minutes, where you are trying to escape a temple in 10 minutes. Frantic dice rolling, getting stuck. People have to go to you and rescue you. Actually, a very fun game. I still love it, but it's not all my friends like this a lot because this is more stressful than the Fuse that I showed you before. I really like it still, but just not top 100 stuff anymore. Number 92, that's a special one. It's a game that I don't have anymore. I sold it a couple of months ago because I didn't get it on the table. Although I liked it very much. I wanted to play this. I wanted to play this much more than we did. But somehow it never got to the table and I have to make choices. And the game that I'm talking about is Covert. Now, Covert is a game where you are... Oh man, how do I have to tell it? You are doing a lot of things. Also, again, a lot of choices. You are drafting dice. or you're rolling dice and you're using those dice, those results, to activate actions. You can move around the map again, getting influence, trying to get your tokens or your agents somewhere, because you have objectives and you have to have an agent there and maybe an item, so you can get items as well. And that's the thing you're doing, you're trying to score objectives. There is this code thing at the side of the board where you want to slide a code to the right number, and that gives you bonuses as well. Very cool. I love the dice placement thing about it, and the team as well. It has this little bit of a spy team, a covered up team, but sadly enough, other people didn't like it as much as I do. I still put it in on this list because I really like it, but I'm one of the few, because it's also only rated. If I ever design a game that's only rated 1239 on BoardGameGeek, I'm still a happy camper. But last year it was number 69. It dropped 23 spaces because I don't own it anymore, so I'll probably never play it anymore, I guess. Another game that left the list is Star Realms. Star Realms, a very cool, small, quick deck building game, which is probably for many people just replaced by the app that you can download. It has a lot of expansions, but I only have the base game. And also, maybe there is another game that replaced it later on the list somewhere. Maybe. Probably. Okay, so then number 91, the last one of this video, is a game that is 565 on BoardGameGeek. So, again, I rate it higher than the most people. It's a small filler game, although if you play with the advanced rules, it can be a long game, because AP takes place even if this is a fast filler game. And I'm talking about Red 7. Base game plays very quickly, and in this game you have 7 cards in 7 colors with 7 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this game is all about 7. And Red 7 is the highest card, because each card has a value of a number, but also a color. And they are also ranked from lowest to highest. So red is the highest valued color. That's for ties. And this is a simple thing. In your turn, you play a card in your tableau, or you play a new rule, because every color actually has a rule on it, and you can play this as a rule, so the rule changes. So at that moment, the winner of the game is the one with the most even cards in their tableau, and at the end of your round, you need to be winning with the current rule. That's the goal. So if you cannot, you're out of the round. People and players keep on playing until there's one player left, and that player scores some points, and you play until a certain number of points. Very cool game. I'm not sure. We play the advanced variant because some cards give you special abilities, let you draw cards, let you steal cards, and all those things. But it makes this not a filler anymore. So be careful when playing the advanced version. I would start with the normal one, which is very fun of itself, actually. Alright, last year this was number 35, or last time it was number 35, so we dropped 56 spots. Because there are a lot of new games on this list. One game dropped out of the list. It was number 91 last time, but Viva Java, the coffee game, the dice game, it doesn't get played a lot anymore. It is some type of roll and write, but roll and writes have evolved since this game, although it's still a very good game. But that has disappeared. Whew, and that ends part 1 of my top 100. This already takes almost half an hour. Wow. Okay, so this is number 100 to 91. 9 more videos to go. I hope you're enjoying this series. I hope you keep on watching it, figuring out what I like. Let me know in the comments if you have any of these games that I mentioned, how you rate them, if you think that I should rate them way higher, or that it shouldn't even be in a top 100 of anybody. Let me know what you think of it. If you want to follow the series, push the subscribe button if you haven't already. And well, I hope to see you all next time with numbers 90 to 81. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.